Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Kings Park, Hong Kong. It's Game 2 of the Women's Asia Rugby Championship, crucial qualifier for the 2025 Rugby World Cup in England. Welcome, Kim. How are you?
Hi, Cookie. I am fantastic. Thank you. We're back for some more rugby action here in Kings Park. Once again, we've got good weather. I woke up this morning. I thought it was going to be raining and terrible. It is not. The weather gods are smiling on us.
They certainly are, but it is 27 degrees here in Hong Kong, and I think that the humidity is up at around 90%. So it's certainly going to be a big game. And there we can see on the screen there the Asia Women's Rugby Championship trophy that is up for grabs tonight.
Could be in the hands of Japan at the end of the game if they manage to come away with another win. Of course, they played in the opening game against Hong Kong, China. Came away with a lovely win, 29-12 over Hong Kong. They have come into this tournament as favourites. I think Hong Kong really gave all to them.
Yeah.
Ruffled some Japanese feathers there. So Japan are under the pressure. They'll obviously love to walk away with this. Whoever gets that cup, as you mentioned, will qualify for the next Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, it's absolutely huge, and I think the biggest, most important message is to talk about the absolute growth of women's rugby worldwide. The World Cup in New Zealand gave an absolutely tremendous, advert for the women's game. But just looking here now, we've got Kagawa scoring the first try. This is game one, highlights of game one. She has sadly pulled out this afternoon, injured. But try number 2 there from Nagata, the captain. And then as the game started to open up, centre Hatada scoring that was the bonus point try for them, 29-7. But then Chankar-Yon over for that final try for Hong Kong. Was a hell of a game, Kim.
Oh, it was absolutely exciting. There was such a great atmosphere here. We had lots of support for both teams down here. A little bit quiet today without the Hong Kong team.
So just to talk to what this means, what this actually means, Japan obviously leading these standings over Hong Kong, China, Kazakhstan yet to play tonight. As we've said, if Japan get the win, they will qualify directly for 2025, where they will join New Zealand, England, France, Canada, Ireland, South Africa and USA already qualified.
We've got a few spots up for grabs. It's not all done for the team that comes second, of course.
No, absolutely not. They will get the opportunity to go into WXV3. And also qualified, we're going to have South Africa, who won the African qualifier, and actually already qualified by dint of being in WXV2 are Australia, Scotland and Italy. So looking at the Kazakhstan team before they come out onto the pitch, they've got a new coaching setup. Fabian Juries, Blitzbocker, who's played in Hong Kong many times, has got a team of youth and experience, average age of 25. A few old heads like Kamandrovskaya and Bakhtabayeva at the other end. They've got a couple of 19-year-old twins playing at 11 and 12, which is fantastic to see. I'm not sure twins have played international rugby together. I know England have Ben and Tom Curry, but I don't know whether they've actually played an international together. So, a big year for Kazakhstan. But if you want to take us through that Japan team.
Yeah, Japan's came in almost with an unchanged team. As you mentioned, try scorer Mele Kagawa is unfortunately injured, so she's been the big change there at 14. We've got Kotono Yasua coming in instead. I'd say players to look out for. We were really impressed with fly half Ayasa Otsuka. With her kicking game particularly, she put Japan in just like positive positions. She got them out of the danger zone, so keep an eye on her. They've had really great set pieces, so I'm really impressed by so many players here. Captain as well, Nagata. She's leading their team wonderfully.
Yeah, I would imagine that Leslie McKenzie, the coach, would have been pleased that they started with that bonus point win, but I'm not so sure she would have been that happy with the performance. We'll find out tonight, was it Hong Kong putting them under pressure, or was it Japan faltering? And here we see the two teams entering. Kazakhstan in there, do we call it turquoise and yellow? I think I should probably let you call that familiar strip, and Japan in the famous cherry blossoms colours of red and white, slowly walking onto the field. This is very, very calm and quiet here. Not quite so many people in the ground tonight, Kim. Not got the local support that we had for Hong Kong last Wednesday evening.
Kazakhstan, of course, no stranger to playing in Hong Kong. We've seen them a lot of times, both 7s and 15s. If you've come to watch them before, their captain will be a familiar face.
Yeah.
They've actually won the Asia Rugby Championship 5 times, but they haven't won it since 2014.
Yeah, they were always the powerhouses. They were at the 2014 Rugby World Cup as one of Asia's first. But they're up against a highly experienced Japanese side, 305 caps between them. So now we're going to listen to the Japanese national anthem. Oh, sorry, the Kazakh national anthem. Rousing anthem there for Kazakhstan. And now we go into the anthem of Japan. Rousing applause for the Japan national anthem, and then we're also going to have some dignitaries welcoming the sides. We've got His Excellency Qais Abdallah Al Dahi, the Asia Rugby President, and he is accompanied by His Excellency Nuran Balbarak, Head of International Relations for the Kazakhstan Rugby Federation. His Excellency Qais Abdallah there on the right in the dark blue jersey, and Nurlan introducing the team as he goes down. He knows these girls very well. When they came here at the end of 2022, Nurlan there was the team manager, so he is very, very well tapped in to what's going on with these girls. As we've said, going back to what this game means, last year in similar games, Kazakhstan got a narrow victory over Hong Kong, which meant that they qualified for the WXV Division 3. They had a really, really tough time though, because after they beat Hong Kong 27-23, they then lost to Japan 72-0 around this time last year. Then later in the year in WXV3, they had a big loss to Fiji, a big loss to Ireland, but they ground out a win 18-12 over Kenya. So I've got to say, they have a fairly big task ahead of them here today, Kim.
No, absolutely. It also makes kind of guessing what the scoreline will be rather difficult.
Yeah. In terms of if the pack weights and everything that I've been given, they're giving away well over 50 kilos on the pack. And outside of the front row, the back five of the scrum, the average weight is 12 kilos less per person compared to thing. And our referees there, Sunny Lee with Aggie Poon and Morgan White, all from the Hong Kong China Rugby Union referees. This is Sunny Lee's first international 15th game, although she has refereed many a sevens international game. But we all from Hong Kong China Rugby wish her all the very best for this, her first international. Morgan White has also had many a game on the 7 Series and also an international referee himself.
And of course, Aggie Poon happens to be right in front of us now, is a well-famed Hong Kong China Sevens player.
Yeah, and
even if she's half as fast as she used to be, she'll still be blazing down the line.
She's also a former 100 metres champion for Hong Kong, so she used that to very good effect. And we've also got to introduce, making his TMO international debut, Mr. Steve Copeman. A international referee in his own right, and one of Hong Kong's leading premiership referees, so good to see him sitting just behind us, so we'll be keeping a close eye on proceedings. And there she is, Leslie McKenzie. Obviously there'll be some nerves and butterflies as Kazakhstan are about to kick off Game 2 Asia Women's Rugby Asia Championship, kicking off left to right, and Japan, as they did on Wednesday night, just carrying it into contact, not looking to kick and clear the ball too early. Some fluency there, decent tackle in the wide channel there. So Japan going left then right. Now they pull it back deep. Oh, and that's well fielded there by the fullback, Krasavina. Really strong contact there. And the halfback digging it out there, Savina. And immediately Kazakhstan putting some pressure onto Japan just outside the 22. These early exchanges so important in these games. Kazakhstan coming left and right.
Kazakhstan really using a dominant forward pack here. That's what we'd expect to see from them.
Going left and right, and skipper Kavan Droskaya absolutely hit a hard line there. Melenkova, one of the twins, into contact there. So a minute and 20 and numerous phases that we've gone through here, being carried up by Kim, the hooker. Japan fighting hard. Oh, good tackle there. But Kazakhstan spread the ball wide, but Japan flooding forward onto it, and it looks like they've got amongst it and turned it over.
Excellent turnover there. And attacking here, we've got a big kick. This is what we saw a lot in the Hong Kong game. As soon as Japan came under pressure, they moved that ball out there as soon as they got their hands onto it.
Yeah, it is very, very obvious, I think, that Leslie McKenzie has basically said, let's get the job done We don't want to mess around with the ball too much in our quarter. Just absolutely crucial. It doesn't matter how they get the win today. I'm sure she wants a good performance, but the win is everything. Drifting over the top there. Kazakhstan come away, picking up the crumbs, bringing it back into the forwards, but Japan have turned it over again. Fantastic turnover there by Yoshimura. Now Japan look to spread out to this left edge. Oh, and a really good ball there into the hands of Imakugi. Kazakhstan trying to drag her into touch. That's a really good carry there by Kitano.
Going back left, finding a bit of space. 13 Hatada manages to stay in.
Did really well to stay in there. Japan, oh, great offload there. Taniguchi on the shoulder. Really held that ball up well.
Japan
Did Sakui.
Just a few meters outside. And crash ball through. And try Japan with 3.5 minutes into this first game.
So a really good good score there for Kato, the loose head prop. And yeah, we've had one line out in that period of time, but the first opportunity that Japan have got, and Kitano crashes over, and Sunny Lee could not have been any better positioned there to spot that try. So it gives
Atsuko, we spoke about before the game. I felt she had a really great kicking performance against Hong Kong.
Yeah, she was good both off the tee and also kicking out of hand. She relieved a lot of pressure early in that second half against Hong Kong. So 7 points to 0, and Japan, there was quite a bit of fluency in their attack there. They looked a lot more potent than they did on Wednesday night against Hong Kong. Clearly had a few more days together to groove things in. Always a tough position for Kazakhstan to come in and play this game number 2. They're fresh. Japan have already had a game. And this well-worked Japanese team. Otsuka, good ball into the midfield there. Carried really hard. Sakui there. Oh, and a really good touch finder, taking play right down to the Kazakhstan 10 metres line. So I'd say a pretty calm, assured start for the Japanese so far, Kim.
Oh, looking super in control there. Once again, excellent little ball of the boot here. We've put Japan in a positive light. We're going to go with their lineouts. Their lineouts look pretty together in the last game. Defended a few from Hong Kong well. They'll be looking to put some pressure here on Kazakhstan, and they do.
Oh, a good tackle there at the tail of the line out. And Kazakhstan come flooding through on this, but Japan have got the ball. Good, I was about to say good hands down this tight side, and
great hands, a little bit of miscommunication there.
Ball pass to Casper, the friendly ghost, on the outside there. So they are Agipoon. Played plenty of international games of rugby herself, so Zenia Kim with another chance. And referee Sunny Lee says ball king, so free kick. And Japan go quickly. Oh, good step inside there from Nishimura, playing her first game in this tournament. A great inside ball there. Oh, and some really good work there. Kitano, the try scorer. But the ball bobbles forward, and Pikachina comes away with it.
It's the hands of captain Komendorskaya. She crashes through.
Japan famous. Oh, great charge down there. And that is try number 2 for Hirotsu.
Absolutely beautiful piece of play there from Japan. Moved themselves into a great position in the field, and then even though they lost the ball, still looking calm and in control. Not being flustered. Leslie McKenzie there. In shot. Pleased with that. I feel like Japan is playing a much more fluid running game than I was, the kind of game I was expecting from them against Hong Kong.
Yeah,
I didn't see it a lot.
Yeah, they looked, they put a lot of pressure on, a lot of heat on at that ruck and slowed the ball up, and they were just charging forwards and got the charge down. Suka, a little bit wider than the first one. But it's a fantastic strike, and she keeps it up. 2 from 2. So 14 points to 0. So the referee calling time off. There's our try scorer, Hirotsu.
Yoshimura in shot here. Getting the ankle tape.
Big thumbs up there from the mechanics.
So, welcome to the Asia Rugby Championship for Kazakhstan here.
Yeah, it really is. They only arrived on Saturday, so they've only had a couple of days to acclimatise. Japan have been here almost a week, but Kazakhstan have turned that ball away, and Xenia Kim, the hooker, drives up. Halfback has to go in, but it's gone backwards. Kazakhstan under a huge amount of pressure. Japan all on their feet. Good drive in there from Zamankalova. Japan make a really big thing of staying on their feet. I think they've got 2 on the floor there, which is very, very uncommon for them. Sunny Lee making the Kazakhstan team play away there. Maria Gracina, well tackled there. There's no lack of endeavour from the Kazakh ladies here. They're not really making too much headway against this really resolute defence. Oh, the skipper has already carried the ball, Kamendrovskaya, several times. Moved the ball wide, but Japan.
So aggressive once again at the ruck, Japan.
Great counter ruck there. And looked for all money like Abisheva, the number 10, had been beaten by the counter ruck. But a great clearance there is downfield, and a really good kick chase here. Oh, and they're really under pressure here. The ball's bouncing. I think it's touching goal. Morgan White has given it, I believe, as touching goal.
Just see how much pressure Kazakhstan is being put under.
So this gives Kazakhstan the option of having a scrum from where the ball was kicked, or a 22, because the ball was kicked dead there. Referee Sunny Lee sporting a confident smile there. Time off, looks like she's enjoying herself, and as I say, this is her first international. Hong Kong have done an awful lot to develop and promote referees. In the men's game, Craig Chan is off to the Olympics in Paris, which again is massive for the Hong Kong China rugby referees. Big for them, and I know Fabian Juries will really be hoping that Kamendrovskaya, his skipper, 34 years old, plays for the Almaty club, made her international debut 14 years ago in 2010. So she's an absolute key part of this. So
as you mentioned, scrum was an option. It's the option we're going with, which I'm quite keen for. I'd like to see how these 2 teams line up.
this first scrum of the day. As we said, the two front rows are matched pretty much kilo for kilo, but the back five of both scrums absolutely dominantly in the favour. 12 kilos a person heavier, Japan, in this scrummage, so they'll really need the Kazakh front row. The skipper there has got very big hair, Kim, and looks like she drops it into the tunnel. I am very, very glad that I sport a #1 buzz haircut.
So she hides all her rugby secrets.
Savina with the ball. A lot of pressure coming through from Japan, and Kazakhstan coming up. They clear the ball.
A wave of Japanese defense putting Kazakhstan under incredible pressure here. They are mere meters off from their try line, fumbling the ball. Still have it in hand.
Good carry there from Zaman Kolova as they move the ball. But they're only 2 meters off their own line, and they passed it back in goal. And Japan are just patiently waiting on the back foot here. Very, very disciplined.
The kick got away, it went high, did not go far. The ball is out.
Yeah, it came through on it, but they knocked the ball on. But Sunny Lee is playing advantage, and I'm sure that Japan are going to swing this to the left.
There's space out left. Finds the hands of 13 back.
Hatana, the try scorer. But a high tackle in this wide channel there on Hatana. Really, really good wide pass there from winger Imakugi. And Otsuka just pushes the ball, and I think this is going to be the first Japanese line-out that we've seen. We've seen a couple from the Kazakh team, so they've got some relatively tall timber up and down the line-out here. Oh, and a good take in the middle there, and they've got a decent set. They've got the ball down, and it's in the hands of Taniguchi, and it's gone down. The referee says it's down by the Japanese. Now they move the ball to the open side. Otsuka swamped there.
Great defense there from Kazakhstan. Japan staying calm, regrouping.
Sukui directing traffic at the base of that ruck. Oh, that's a really good drive in contact there. But straight through on the half-back there. And Sukui's gone. And that's a good tackle. Be interested to know whether they were 10 and left the ball behind. And referee Lee judges that they were 10. But Sukui really asking questions there.
On my side, keep them straight. Both sides are driving up.
Okay.
So calling from AR Morgan White, telling both sides of the scrum to stay up.
So I'm staying on here. Crouch! Boy!
So Savina with the feed, just 5 meters off their line here. They come away with this ball. Ikujina. But again, really good calm defense from Japan.
Kazakhstan are forced to run it.
Oh, really good tackle there, and a good counter ruck. Kazakhstan just pushing that ball back, but some great defense here. Kazakhstan, the amount of energy they're having to expend, and Japan have forced them back behind their own line here. And it's been taken back. Really, really under pressure here, Kazakhstan. But I've got to take my hat off to Japan. The discipline in that defence to not give away the penalty there, Kim, is fantastic, knowing that they put all the pressure back on Kazakhstan.
Phase after phase, they looked very in control. You can see them edging metre by metre.
So with the feed here, Sakui will want to get the ball back into the feet of Nagai, the number 8.
Having another reset here.
Nagai, the number 8, one of the heaviest players on the field at 92 kilos. She will want that at her feet, and she'll want her front 5 moving forwards to try and get her onto the front foot. Otsuka standing directly behind the scrum and directly behind her, Ima Kagugi. Oh, and here they sweep to the left. Otsuka hits and spins. They're about a yard or two off the line here now. And Nagai drives for the line there. And it looks like the big number 8 has come up with the ball there. Didn't have to come to her feet at the scrummage there, Kim, but I think if we watch this, a little bit of magic spray there. So Nagai there with the try.
She crashes over. Great little set piece of play there, as you called it, Cookie. So Otsuka and Imakuji, how they were lined up. They came around to the left, went line side, brought in the players. The 9 quickly got that ball out of the rack, found their big crash player, and over she went.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic play there. It's really, really pragmatic. They're not doing anything flash about what they do. They're just playing what they see in front of them. And Otsuka from wide out here. It's another lovely strike, but just off to the left, and only the second kick she's missed so far in the tournament. So 19 points to 0 with about 17.5 minutes gone. It's looking like an uphill battle for Kazakhstan already. Other than the first couple of minutes, they haven't really put too much pressure on Japan, and Japan have looked pretty calm and collected with the ball in hand. So Diana Abasheva with the restart. Oh, it's not caught by the Japanese, and ball bobbled, and one of the Japanese stuck her foot out and it hit a player in front, and referee Sunny Lee immediately blows for offside. And Kazakhstan with Abasheva is going to look to try and carve off some meters here, and takes play probably to about 20 meters from the Japan touchline on this right hand side of the ground as we look at it. Both Sato and Yoshimura in the middle of the Japanese line out on the ball. Oh, and a good play round the front, but just asked too much of Hooker Kim there. The ball was fired at her. It was a really good front peel.
That's unfortunate. I really felt the Nomads, as Kazakhstan are known, this is their moment. They haven't had too much ball where they're in attack. They're in a good position.
So the ball adjudged. Well, they've opted to go for the line out. So it's Japan's line out, and it's outside the 22. And up they go. Great take there by Sato.
Big crash there. I'm entirely sure if there were a lot of arms used.
Oh, it's been given. I would imagine the Japanese girl had a little bit of trouble there. It was a really, really big hit that came in there, and it was a ferocious meeting of bodies there. The number 8, and she got hit really hard there by Dada Janova, the tight head prop. And referee Sunny Lee looks like she's called for the TMO. And try scorer Nagai, Ayana Nagai, 22 caps from the Yokohama club. As we've said, one of the bigger players on the field at 92 kilos, but she was absolutely poleaxed by tight head prop Dada Janova. And she's a little bit slow to get to her feet. And TMO, Mr. Steve Copeman, working furiously in the background as the three match officials line up, looking at the big screen. And as this comes here, the guy carries it, braces herself, and yeah, it certainly doesn't look like it was any head contact, but not too much arm wrap within that.
So I got
So-
head contact, yes. Foul play, yes. I saw it's indirect contact, shoulder charge. I'm thinking no mitigation. I'm thinking a yellow. Do you guys agree?
We've got the ref feed here.
Yeah, the
Okay.
referee
So,
seems
sorry,
to
can I have the
think
number,
it's a
please?
yellow card for, it'll be Dana Janova.
Number
So-
3.
Okay.
Yeah, we're discussing that
Number
bit of
3.
shoulder head contact.
Yeah,
Number 3.
I think the
Shoulder
initial point of contact was on the shoulder and then rode up onto the head, and very little arm wrap there. But it's certainly a pretty hard hit on Ayana Nagai, and it will have given her something to think about as this game winds on. So
Okay, but
initial
you guys need
penalty
to hold the weight, because
that
last
was
two time you guys
going
stepping-
Kazakhstan's way, right in front of the posts, is a penalty kick to Japan,
Time off.
and it looks like they have opted for a scrummage midfield.
Yeah, they're bringing on,
So
had
it's
to make a change here, so they're bringing on number 18. Of course, they're not really wanting to scrum with 7 players, so we're bringing on Daria Simonkova.
she's pretty much the tallest player in both teams, 183 centimetres. So good move from Japan here, because it forces Kazakhstan to have to drop a player to allow that yellow card replacement to come on. So pretty good tactical move there. So Sakui off to the left here. Hirotsu.
Oh, nice little bit of boot there from number 11, Imaguchi.
Sliced off the outside of a boot and directly into touch. So brings play all the way back down to the 10 metres line. So Kazakhstan will be wanting to try and carve off as much of this yellow card as they can while they're down to 14 players. So Xenia Kim with this throw on a good take. Ball off the top as Kim doubles round and drives into the tail of the line out there.
It's come up quickly, they're crashing again.
Some good play there from Angelica Pikagina.
It's into the hands of the replacement, Simonkova.
So Kamendrovskaya there drives it in. Japan all on their feet, reload really, really quickly. Abisheva, the number 10, brings her forward runners into it. And ball. So it sounds like the TMO has come in with call of
I'm going
foul
to put it up
play
on the big screen for you to
Just
see.
hold here, please. Time is
against
off.
red. So the TMO has, for his first international, getting himself into the game quickly. Once he's got his confidence with his first call, he's straight into it. And
actions of the player on the ground.
Oh. There isn't, yeah, unfortunately there. We're watching the number 8 with the white bow in her hair. She's...
Yeah, it's against the Japanese player. She's actually trying to get herself away from the clutches of the number 8, but she uses her boot.
So I got head contact, yes. Foul play, yes, because there's a second movement of her legs. And it's direct contact, but the degree of danger is low. I'm thinking a yellow card. Do you guys agree?
So, could be
Number 5.
Yoshimura.
Yeah.
This will even things up.
Yeah,
so
she's...
the discussion is whether this is a yellow card.
What are you thinking? Yellow? Yellow. Okay, number 5.
Number 5.
Agreement.
Number 5!
Number 5, Yoshimura will be getting a yellow card. Trying to escape the wreck situation with
So,
boot to head.
Referee Sunny Lee. These cards are going down like confetti here at the moment as Yoshimura makes her way to the edge. So
It will be their penalty, yeah.
We're now on
just
to
waiting for the mark here.
a 14 v 14.
Checking.
And if I'm honest, I think Yoshimura can consider herself quite
Yes,
lucky.
where you are.
Okay.
You know, if it's considered foul play with the boot and close to the head, very, very lucky not to be a red card. So the game moves on, 14 on 14. And Abisheva pushes the ball down close to the Japanese 22. So we've been all action so far, Kim. 3 tries, 2 yellow cards. And we're only just entering the second quarter of the game.
What else could we possibly see? Perhaps
Oh, good take there.
Kazakhstani try as they head towards their try line.
Kamendrovskaya, the skipper, peels away there. Abisheva on the blind side, runs up a dark alley though.
Japanese defense holding strong. Kazakhstan moves it back inside. Once again, they go left.
Kazakhstan really putting the pressure on here. Just going tight and just a knock on there. So some real canny play there. Kazakhstan caught that ball and Japan looked like they backed off and were waiting for Kazakhstan to push it into the back. Here we see the take and they stay off it, and cleverly Kazakhstan kept the ball at the front, which meant there was no accidental offside or truck and trailer there. Really clever play, and they almost caught Japan out there. And they've now come away with Mo Sakui with the feed to the Japanese scrum, and a decent scrummage there. And the ball landing right on the roof of our tent there.
Outside of the age.
We're fully into the action here, Cookie.
Yeah, totally and utterly.
Once again, a great little pressure relieving boot there from Japan. It's the first time we've seen them really under it in this game.
Right in front of the Kazakhstan bench there. Kim throws the ball in on an overthrow. Well picked up there. Taniguchi, and they get the ball out to the right edge. Some good feet down there from Yasuo. Otsuka with a good ball into midfield there.
Taken down by Kazakhstan, but
Playing
their support players
advantage.
are quickly into that rack. Oh, we find a little bit of open space here with a grabber. Fortunate fumble there from the fullback, Krasavina.
So referee Sunny Lee there blowing up immediately. They were playing penalty advantage, but they've taken the scrum just inside the Kazakhstan half. So both these forward packs now slightly disrupted. Japan number 8, try scorer Nagai going into the second row there. And Iroha Nigata coming to the 8th position. Japan electing to scrummage with 7 players. Obviously feeling that they've got the strength to hold the Kazakh scrum.
Don't step back. Don't step back. Hold the weight this side.
Daria Simakova from the Asia Sport Club. 12 of the Kazakh 23 are from the Asia Sport Club.
This time, but just make sure you take the hit.
No. This way.
Oh, this one. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So some fairly wily prop forwards in the front row for Sunny Lee to contend within her first 15s international as Sakui feeds the ball. Nagata to Sakui, and Otsuka carries it to the line. As Japan spread this ball to the right edge, cut back inside. Some pretty clinical play here from the Japanese, decent handling. Kitano there. Now Sakui back to the right-hand side as they put the ball down. Kazakhstan.
No, it's a rock, let go, bro, let go, it's a rock. You second.
Oh, getting her shoulders through the contact there.
Japan have a bit of space here on the left.
Otsuka ranging out wide, not at first receiver there.
Kazakhstan pounce on the ball. It's a great turnover there from them.
Decent carry there from Melnikova.
And not committing plays to the rack.
All right, yes, Ed.
A little bit of counter rucking there. And a high hanging kick. Doesn't find touch. And Otsuka just allows that one to bounce in touch. He marshalled it there. A decent box kick there from Ekaterina Savina, the Kazakhstan halfback. It's from outside of 22. Kamendrovskaya taking some treatment.
Play on.
Trying to get amongst it there. Oh, and some great footwork there from Japan. Under some pressure as they drive down deep inside. The Kazakh 22, and on the blind side there, looked like a deliberate knockdown.
It's a 2v1 situation, 11 blue, deliberate knock-on.
11 blue, deliberate knock-on. So Alyona Melnikova is the second yellow card for a deliberate knock-on at 19 points to 0. That will be at 27 minutes. That will be down to 13 players, Kim.
You really are seeing all the cards today. Here she is, unfortunately, running off to the naughty chair.
One of the 19-year-old twins in this Kazakhstan team, and Japan opt to kick the ball to the corner and just try and put some pressure on here. Great take in the line out there, rising high. Sakui gets the ball to Hirotsu.
Big, beautiful tackle, though, from Kazakhstan. And finding their forwards.
There. Drives it hard. Sakui got plenty of options, and Taniguchi, the hooker, drives hard, but they move it quickly. Sato, now they move it again. Great work again from Kitano. Just about 2 meters shy of the line here.
So close to Japan.
Desperate, desperate defense.
Fantastic work there from the Nomads. Every pass you just saw Japan edging closer and closer to the try line.
Every time there's a break in play, it looks like the Kazakhs team are sucking in the big ones here. They are being worked to absolute overload. Every series of plays, but they force the knock on there and have come up with the scrummage. So Savina gets the feed. These dead ball areas here at Kings Park are only about 5 metres deep, so it doesn't give a whole lot of room and angle to work this kick away here.
And as mentioned, Kazakhstan 2 players down. They've got full 8 in their scrum.
Decent drive here from Japan. And Japan doing well not to give away any penalty there. Simakova gets the ball back to Savina. And there's a charge down there. So everybody's on side, and the Kazakh side have come away with it there.
Kazubakova will win a bit wild. Kazakhstan trying their best to run with the ball. This Japanese wave of defense pushing them back. Even in defense, they seem to be on attack.
Yeah, they're kind of playing a game of force back every time, and I'm actually
18 off, please. 18 off.
Through 18. Through 18. Stop.
So coming back on Dada Janova. Back on. So Simakova comes off, and that also allows them to bring back Grishina. They're still down to 14 players with Milenkova still with another 7 minutes to run on her yellow card. And Yoshimura has probably got at least another minute to go here. Kim. So number 8, Nagai, still packing down in the boiler room.
Just do the same thing, stability.
So Kamandrovskaya is clearly the experienced English speaker in the front row there. She is skipper, and the referee Sunny Lee speaking to her as she gives those instructions off to her fellow players. So Sukui and Iroha Nagata.
And you just need to take it yourself, Captain Iroha Nagata.
Great try there. Real heads-up rugby. And as the Kazakhstan side were looking to see what the decision was, she was all over it, and Sukui took it. Nagata popped it to her, and that is the bonus point try. 10 minutes to go to half-time. I'm sure Leslie McKenzie will be much happier with the performance. So the yellow card of Yoshimura is reversed, and so Japan are back to 15, while they still have about 6 minutes to go.
Suki here lining up for the conversion attempt.
It's a beautiful strike, but this time compensated a little bit too much and off to the right. So 24 points to nil, Kim. 32 minutes gone. A fairly masterful performance by Japan so far.
Yeah, they're certainly looking calm and in control.
I'm actually liking the way that they're not trying to overplay everything. They're playing what they see in front of them and picking the Kazakhstan team off, and some worried looking faces on the Kazakh ladies.
It's Kazakhstan kickoff. Similar position to their last kickoff. Japan do a better job of taking this one in though.
So Sukui moves it in field. Japan always play a couple of times into the midfield before they think about kicking it. And that has found some space.
And it's also found from the hands of number 6, Korai.
She waits for her fellow attackers, and Sakui. Oh, a great offload there by Sato. Sakui spreads this ball to the right-hand side, and some really good hands there. And Otsuka, this versatile number 10, gets in, makes sure that Japan win that wide ruck. Now some hard work as they drop the shoulders. Thankfully, we're being delivered beverages here just before half-time by Mr. Aaron Stockdale. As Kazakhstan come up with this ball, desperately looking for some distance.
The kick, unfortunately, just finds the beautiful attacking hands of Japan, and they've got space out left, and a strong runner in 13, Hatada.
So Japan were just drifting across the field there, and Hatada obviously got ahead of the ball, and whilst it was a decent wide pass, it obviously drifted forwards out of the hands, and some respite at least for Kazakhstan. But I'm sure that a scrummage on their own 22 is not exactly what they want, but it is a Kazakhstan feed. So Savina, who plays for the Olympic Federation in Kazakhstan, who are the Sevens girls funded by the Olympic Committee, and playing advantage there. She plays it wide, and that's a big high-hanging kick, but Japan are underneath it. And referee Sunny Lee brings them back for the scrum penalty.
Two more steps. Driving up.
So Sunny Lee has had a great start to this, her first ever international refereeing appointment. She's got to award 4 tries and 3 yellow cards so far. It's been an all-action first 35 minutes. And the ball bouncing just in front of us here.
Aggie Poon there, assistant referee, marks the spot. It's a Kazakhstan throw into this line out. See Zenia Kim. They go high, managed to still come away with it, but unfortunately it's gone forward.
Just drifted forward off the hands there. The pressure that Kazakhstan are under.
No, I got tight head, driving up, like directly. After engage, then go up.
So at the last scrummage, Wako Kitano was penalised for driving up. She's from the Mie Pearls Club, 24-year-old who made her debut 5 years ago as a 19-year-old against Australia. So, you know, as we look down this Japan side, as we said, over 300 caps in their 23 versus only just over 100 for Kazakhstan.
These Japanese squad players also have the opportunity to play club rugby all around the world.
So Sakui with the feed into a fully resourced Japanese scrummage here, and Nagai pops Sakui to Otsuka, pulls it out the back to Sakui, and they've made some really good ground. Stepping on the inside there, Yasuo.
Voice out.
Oh, the ball is out.
Yasuo, of course, is the only change in the Japanese squad this year. Kazakhstan have come away with this ball.
Maria Gracina has been a real workhorse. She had 10 minutes off while she had to be sacrificed for the yellow card. Savina pulls this ball deep. And there's a knock on. Japan have immediately swooped on this, and it looks like it is a 5th try for Japan.
Japan just coming in with those turnovers and so quick going from defense to attack.
And the speed at which they came up with that ball, all the pressure was on Abisheva behind the ruck. It's always a really tough thing to do. As we watch this, yeah, number 13, Yeva Becker.
Second yellow card return.
So really great work there from the lock forward, Sato, on the blind side there. Takes the score out now to 29 points to 0 to Japan over Kazakhstan. Try number 5. The ball from Savina to Becker just dropped on her. Fantastic strike. Oh, and a great nudge there from Otsuka.
Excellent conversion kick there. We've also seen the last of the yellow cards back on. That's number 11, Malinikova. We've only got 90 seconds left of this half.
There we can see one of the board directors, Kim Borum, talking to one of Valley and Asia rugby stalwarts, Mr. Rizwan Malik from Pakistan, but formerly a Hong Kong resident, well known in these parts. High hanging kick, it's a good kick. But Nagata, the skipper, fields it well. Japan just clinically going about their work here.
Take it back.
Otsuka.
Finding a little space out on the right.
With show and go, and Yasua has been really good. Taniguchi also made a lot of meters with ball in hand. Oh, and a decent tackle there by Malinkova, but she lets her go. And Hitada, and a great ball, and it's into the hands of Yoshimura, storming down the field. And Sukui.
Love to see a lock on the run. Scrum off.
Great ball there. Yoshimura has really got them onto the front foot here again. Sharp pass from Yoshimura, and a handling error by the Japanese, which we have not seen too many of in this first half, Kim. A real stark difference from the game they played last Wednesday night against Hong Kong.
And we've certainly seen a huge amount of Japanese possession. We've seen a game full of much more running rugby, a lot more freedom, a lot more passing, far many more breakthroughs. And it's only the first half. The hoot has just gone. We'll have time to squeeze in one more scrum here. Those forwards have really been working hard this first 40 minutes.
So Savina with the feed. Will Kazakhstan just look to clear this ball and get it off the pitch? Yeah, no messing around there. At 31 points to 0 down in their own quarter, there's no sense in trying to run it out from there. So a very, very commanding lead, and Leslie McKenzie there, I'm sure, will be very, very happy. On the balance of things, that should be enough to book their passage to the 2025 Rugby World Cup in England, which is obviously, here we go for the initial scores there. Kato, the prop forward, burrowing over. Some really good leg drive after the initial contact. Next up, the charge down and straight back into the hands of Hirotsu. Yeah, all the pressure there, and Abisheva put under huge pressure there. But a good finish there. And next up, another forward drive and punch here by number 8, Iona Nagai. Sukui picked her out really well. The the 24-year-old halfback getting a bit of an armchair ride, and then it was over to the captain. Nagata just caught Kazakhstan on the hop. They were still backpedaling. A little show to the outside, pulled it back in. My Sandy Bay club member, John Byrne, would be very, very happy with that. And Yeva Becker given a terrible pass there from Savina. And Sato on the blind side. So, she looked a little bit resigned as she knocked that one on as Sato burrowed over for the score. The other punctuation in that half, 3 yellow cards, Kim. Referee Sunny Lee taking no messing around in her first international.
Neither was the TMO.
Absolutely, Mr. Steve Copeman. Looks like he's disappeared from the table behind us, but yeah, he picked out one of those, and yeah, it's been a fantastic half of rugby, and it looks for all purposes like Japan are bound to Rugby World Cup 2025 in England. See you after half time.
Asia Rugby is more than 500,000 players, coaches, and organizers experiencing the game in this multicultural region. Established in 1968, Asia Rugby has expanded from 8 founding countries to more than 36 member unions, spanning Lebanon in the west to Guam in the east, Kazakhstan in the north, to Indonesia in the south. Home to more than half the world's population and an incredible 80% of its youth, Asia Rugby has grown from holding just 1 tournament every 2 years to running more than 15 international competitions each and every year, culminating in the iconic Asia Rugby Championship and the Asia Rugby 7 Series. Asia Rugby continues to grow the game through initiatives like Get Into Rugby, initiatives that have helped us expand our player base by more than 25% per year, initiatives designed to empower our kids with the knowledge and skills necessary to develop great players and inspire positive social change. Asia Rugby is a diverse collection of cultures bound together by our core values of integrity, passion, solidarity, discipline, and respect, driving our belief that rugby makes a positive contribution to people's lives. Asia Rugby is taking our great game, its spirit, and everything it stands for to over half the world's population. And we invite you to be part of it. Asia Rugby. We can do better, but together.
Our world is growing, and so is rugby. There are more players, more teams, more matches than ever before. Luckily, our game is simple. We only really need one thing to play it, and we buy millions of them every year. Unfortunately, too many end up in the wrong place, but some balls are made better. Rhino's recycled range is made with up to 80% recycled rubber. We are still not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction. You only need a ball, make it a good one. For rugby, for you, for the planet.
A ball for the planet.
A ball for the planet.
A ball for the planet.
the Rhino recycled range, a ball for the planet.
And welcome back to everybody on Rugby Pass TV or YouTube, wherever you are listening in. The Japan team were first out of the sheds, and I'm pretty sure that Leslie McKenzie will be happy. They already have the bonus points secured, and Eroa Nagata with a big smile there is obviously saying to the girls. And there on screen, there he is, Simon Middleton, talking to Fabian Juries. Simon Middleton was the architect of that wonderful England Red Roses team that went all the way to the World Cup final and sadly lost to New Zealand in one of the greatest games of women's rugby I think the world has ever seen, which ended up with Ruby Tui having the whole of Eden Park singing along with her. What a fantastic day. And then that was soon followed up by 58,000 people at Twickenham to watch England play France. So women's rugby is on the up. And here she is, Otsuka, this very, very tidy fly half for Japan, gets the second half underway. And Kazakhstan, decent catch. And the box kick from Savina that barely covers her own players, but they come back up with this ball. She now moves it infield. Kazakhstan really with a nothing to lose attitude in this second half. It would be an absolute mountain to climb to redress these 31 points. They've clearly got to start thinking about the game on Saturday against Kazakhstan. Some really good continuity there. Hooker Kim down the tram lines.
As we mentioned, it's a round-robin competition. The winner will be heading to the Rugby World Cup 2025. But of course, there's still a pathway for whoever comes second. playing within the W15.
Knock on there, and Japan now look to pull this ball wide. Hitada, this fleet-footed outside back, full of running Japanese. They've had nowhere near the pressure to endure that Kazakhstan have had in the first 40 minutes. They get the ball into that wide left channel, and Sukui brings it back, but a knock on there. So almost 2 minutes of non-stop play there before the first infringement that results in a Kazakhstan scrummage.
Scrum.
Immediately we're seeing the water mechanics on the field.
I hope they like my Japanese.
And referee Sunny Lee asking if the Japanese like her pronunciations. Fantastic to see a rugby referee from Hong Kong going so far. In 2009, we had Gabby Lee, refereed the Sevens World Cup final in Dubai, New Zealand. That was a huge thing, and then she refereed in Rio.
It's all about Kazakhstan now.
Decent tackle there from the Japanese midfield. Japan all on their feet, 15 players spreading wide there. Oh, and Iroha Nagata just rips that ball free and turns it over. And there's a few Kazakh girls on the turf here. Azotsuka spreads the ball wide. And that ball came out to her, and all she could do was toe the ball forward and into touch. And AR Agboon marks that around about 5 meters from the Kazakhstan line. So it's kind of situation normal for Japan. And one of the Kazakhstan defenders injured in midfield here.
Taking his time off here.
Referee Sunny Lee now just calmly wandering over to see what has happened to the player, and it is number 8, Kukujina, giving away nearly 30 kilos to her opposite number, this young 21-year-old
They have the line just after.
from the Asia Sport Club. It's an all Asia Sport club back row for Kazakhstan.
Nice take there from Kazakhstan.
Great work. She gets up off the deck and takes the line out. Good work. And
Went for the maul, tried to come around the side, pushed back there by Japan, as their defense so often has this evening here at Kings Park.
it was probably fairly naive to think that she was going to drive around that blind side. But back rows, Stepanuga comes away with it. Komandrovskaya there.
Doing the hard work.
More yards from the front row, but they're being met hard on the gain line there, and the ball just spilt forward in contact. This is tough work for these Kazakh ladies, as it is for the Hong Kong ladies coming up against Japan. Japan, as we said, played 9 test matches in 2023, and Kazakhstan and Hong Kong only playing 3 or 4 apiece. It's
mostly
really
against
difficult.
each other.
Yeah, it's really difficult to step up to this level. If they've been playing club rugby back in Kazakhstan, to come out and take on the might of number 11 in the world, Japan. That's another very solid scrummage. And Nagata there in the 8th position, drives it forward.
Finding 10 on Suka, but unfortunately she's blown up for holding on. Kazakhstan breathe a bit of a sigh of relief here.
Now this will all be about whether they can get a decent clearance and take the ball outside the 22. It's a pretty high hanging kick, and it is outside the 22, so for the time being some pressure relieved.
It
looks like the Kazakh team are going to ring some changes coming onto the field. Ludmila Ivanova from the Olympic Sevens Club.
Japan are also bringing on some changes. We've got two, number 19, Najiho Nagata, try scorer from the game against Hong Kong. Played a bit of rugby in New Zealand. The Auckland Blues, and we've seen number 22, Furuta, come on.
A real mix-up there between the hooker and the jumpers. She went to throw it, but the liner were not ready, so she held on to the ball, so penalised for balking or dummying, as it is called. So I'm sure the Kazakhstan front five will love the fact that they've got to come back and scrummage against this pretty technically organised and very large and strong front row that Japan have.
Going in on your side? Yeah. Okay. I will go
a lot of resets here of the scrum. Kazakhstan captain just not too happy, having a lot of chats with the ref.
I think it's kind of anything to slow the clock down. Well, not slow the clock down, but slow down the amount of play while the clock is on. So Sakui with another feed, but it's bobbled out the side. And referee Sunny Lee has spotted that, so I think she's going to ask for the scrum to be reset. So on in the back row, as you said, Nishimura has replaced number 8, Ayano Nagata, try scorer earlier today. The ball moved really well until the final pass, and it ends up on the floor, but it's gone backwards. Japan have their hands on it under pressure in this wide channel. Sakui just waits for her attacking line to reload. Now she comes back against the grain to her skipper, number 22 Ferrata there. Sakui with a really good pass from the base there. Oh, bobbled onto the floor there.
Kazakhstan punts on it. Tried desperately to come away the turnover, but unfortunately are blown for holding up.
So some really good work there from Teleganova. This young 19-year-old. She played her debut game against Hong Kong here in 2022. And we were told then that she was a player to watch for. She's played both 7s and 15s for Kazakhstan. And she was certainly a live wire in that Test match series, which Hong Kong managed to win 2-0, courtesy of coming back from 12-0 deficit with about 5 minutes to go at Football Club, a game that you called, Kim. I was in Thailand listening to that one, but good ball off the top of Mrs. Sakui. And eventually, Hatada, Furata, big wide pass out there to Yasuo, who steps in field.
Moving the ball quickly at Japan. A little bit messy here, but come away with it. Go left again.
Nice, DJ.
Big crash there.
All right, bench skills. Let's go. Bench, let's go.
Left again. Good fight there.
Good work there. Sakui goes to the blind side there. She could have gone herself. Oh, some great work there in defence.
An excellent tackle there.
Absolutely smashed Imakugi. And now we have further replacements coming on. Asuka Kugi will replace Taniguchi at hooker. Taniguchi has had a fantastic game, Kim.
Oh, she really has. She's gotten so quick to the breakdown. She's organized the troops.
And some amazing defense there from Kazakhstan, just off their own line. So we've gone 10 minutes, and Kazakhstan are holding this lead. Malazhina comes on. Kamendrovskaya, the skipper, is making way with 30 minutes to go. They're clearly making sure that she is on top form for Saturday's big head-to-head against Hong Kong. It looks like Japan may have got hands on this ball. Kazakhstan are going to work really, really hard here. Japan just getting behind the ball. And they manage to hold it in, and they get the turnover for the ball not emerging from the maul there. Japan have been really, really disciplined so far today, Kim. I barely remember them giving a penalty away in the sort of tight exchanges, whether it's offside or coming off their feet. They've done really, really well.
During the halftime break, it feels to me like there are cheaters waiting, and then pouncing when they need to, and that restraint that they're showing is phenomenal.
So Sakui with the put into this rather ominous Japan pack. They've got a few changes in here. Hiroa Nagata, the skipper, pops the ball out to Sakui. Otsuka with the no-look pass. Sakui, ball hits the deck. And Japan having to come backwards.
It hasn't all been perfect for Japan, but I have been really impressed by their reactions. So a
great hang ball there by Sakui. This live wire number 9. She's really run the cutter here. Sato there, looking to latch on. Kitano.
Ball is loose. Japan pouncing it again. Regroup. Pick and
So
go.
some really, really sterling defence here from Kazakhstan. Working really hard. So again, moving to the left, Japan. Not panicking here, and just spotting the gap there, and if I'm not mistaken, that is the big lock forward Yoshimura. She had that 10-minute period in the bin, but she scores try number 6. So Yoshimura is the scorer there, and she's opened the account in the second half. Fair play to Kazakhstan. She's tackled, lets go of the ball, and just immediately recycles herself and picks it up and drives straight through the ruck there.
It's that patience of Japan that we were just talking about. That patience to go again and again. Small pick and go, small pick and go, small pick and go, until someone sees a gap and takes it. And that reaction of the players to back themselves and do it is what's getting them a lot of their tries.
And Otsuka nails the extras. 38-0 to Japan now over Kazakhstan. So, as we have said, they are looking like they are Rugby World Cup bound in England. 2025, 16-team expanded tournament this year. Promises to be an absolutely fantastic event. The rugby crowd in England and the UK as a whole has been absolutely fantastic in these last 4 or 5 seasons, and I think they're playing at some absolutely top-notch venues. I think we're easily going to see some very, very full stadiums across England.
Kazakhstan kick us off. It's very well taken there by Japan.
So Japan moving this ball to the left. Just some, some real speed, and on the inside there, she's found a great tackle at the end there, not held. Great work there by the fullback Nishimura. The ball's gone backwards, and Japan
always there for the
somehow managed to come up with this one. Sakui off to the right-hand side, really putting some pressure back on.
She takes it quickly.
Atsuka making herself available there.
Ref is on hands and knees. We are so close to the try line.
Just about half an inch short of the line.
Big crash over. What excellent defense here from Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan with everybody behind the ball. And
the jam walls.
The call in there from Morgan White. Try. Manami Mine earning her third cap here today. She made her test debut against Kazakhstan in 2023 in the WXV3 tournament. So that now takes this score. Just talk us through this, Kim. Phenomenal defense from Kazakhstan.
Huge push there. It's so hard to keep that up. And Japan just go again and again, and at some point, Kazakhstan will just can't hold. And there we see that big final push by number 17, Manami Min.
Yeah, she picked out that it was the fullback Krasavina on that far side was 60 kilos versus 77. And Otsuka with this kick. Another beautiful strike, but the ball hangs out to the side, and it's 43 points to 0. And 7 tries now.
New captain. There is free offside in that phase. Just make sure they hands up and stay behind the last beat.
We're just having a little chat there with the Kazakhstan replacement captain. A few players offside, things they need to watch.
Yeah, even at 43-0 down, this is a World Cup qualifying test match. So referee Sunny Lee absolutely right to call for the laws of the game to be obeyed. With a high hanging kick. And that's really well taken there. Japan, Otsuka getting her hands through the contact there, but just overrun by Otaka Yoshimura.
Just a little bit too enthusiastic there.
So this new front row of Japan, Kuge, Min and Nijiho Nagata.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Time back on.
Sunny Lee giving the Kazakh ladies the opportunity there. Daria Kachova, 17 jersey, now in the middle of the front row at hooker. Savina feeds the ball, and it's well picked up. And a great break here, and some really good ground made by Kazakhstan's number 8, Pikajina. And they move the ball out to the right-hand side, but yet again, Japan have reloaded their defence really well. As we pretty much look across this field, every Japan player on their field and in position here. Oh, and a really good tackle there on Malazhina.
Kazakhstan trying their best here to break through, make some ground.
Some real industry from them. It's not for the want of trying. They are carrying hard into the line here. And they move the ball wide. But that oppressive Japanese defence. Now the line speed is coming up. And because of the confidence of the tackles, Kim, they're able to bounce up and out and have 15 on their feet. And they are line astern across this field. And it must be daunting for the Kazakh team to look up and just see a sea of red-white in front of them, or maybe a wall of red-white in front of them.
Oh, they're certainly moving like a wall, a wave, tsunami, if you will.
So now they bring on Megumi Abe, this really experienced halfback. And a deep kick that has gone out on the full. Just one Weetabix too many for breakfast this morning, and the ball slides out over the touchline. One of the few mistakes that Japan have made on their first phase in this game.
Had it bounced, would have been a huge nudge. Back we come, all in the hand of Kazakhstan here.
So the ball there to the tail, well taken by Simakova. Some great counter-rucking there from the Japanese. It's made a real dog's breakfast of that ruck ball.
The
16.
Moving it forward there. Got a jersey off.
Oh, good ball on the inside there, and a great tackle on Kazabekova. And a deep kick there. Oh, it was almost a call of sack the juggler there, but she managed to hang on to it.
Yep. Good, 22, thank you.
Abe with that sharp pass away.
Excellent line there. Japan just moving this ball with such ease. Well, look at those feet.
Suka dancing, and then right in front of us, skipper Nagata, and referee Sunny Lee being really, really nice to Yeva Becker. Could easily have blown that. Oh, and a great show of the ball there by Ando.
It'll be the replacement, Megumi Abe.
As every great halfback should be, trailing on the inside of the big runners, but that was a phenomenal break by replacement now Ando.
Yeah, it felt like the blue sea just opening up in the middle there, and Japan running through.
So Abe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tries now. And Suka.
And for 8 different players.
Yeah, it's been a fairly complete performance so far from this Japanese outfit. As I said, I'm sure that Leslie McKenzie will be much, much happier, and they will be getting on the plane back to Japan, knowing full well that next summer they will be heading to Rugby World Cup 2025.
This, of course, is only the first step in their goals for the Rugby World Cup. Coach McKenzie has said that they aim to make at least the quarterfinals. So this is the beginning of the journey.
As we've said, next year's World Cup is extended for the first time to 16 women's teams. So it will give a much, much wider selection of teams. The likes of Colombia and Brazil, one of those two will be there. And maybe some of the Pacific Island nations also. But this has been relentless work from the Japanese team. So a call for a knock-on by Japan coming in from AR Akipun. In all these games, the match officials, the on-field guys, talk about working as a team of 3. And obviously sometimes with the TMO, it's now a team of 4, but in the background there, the union directors. There he is, Rizwan Malik, we already mentioned him, superstar of Hong Kong Rugby.
Sorry. Crouch.
So Savina, 64 minutes of this game gone, feeding the scrummage, and that's a really good pickup by Pikajina. going across the field.
Thank you.
Oh,
Under
just
pressure.
feel for Kazakhstan every time they have a glimpse of attack here, and we're thinking, oh yeah, here they come. Japan come and get in the way.
Yeah, there's something really, really oppressive about the, stifling defence
The scrum has been
of
really
Japan.
good. Keep it. Really good.
As I said, they're making these chop tackles and immediately bouncing, reloading, and offering Kazakhstan 15 red and white jerseys and a wall across the field. So Megumi Abe, diminutive figure, the smallest player on the field. In fact, smallest player in the tournament at 1.47 m. And a deep ball to Otsuka. And Japan, they're just playing some good old-fashioned rugby.
Inside the line. Yep, good.
Just moving the ball out of the danger zone. Not getting overly fancy.
Inside the line, Blue.
So a really good kick there from Otsuka has taken play up to the halfway line.
Oh, once again, Kazakhstan's lineups don't go as planned.
Oh, but it's been hacked through. And Japan flooding back for this.
Kazyabakova there got a
Really good left foot clearance by Abe. So even when Kazakhstan have a glimmer of pressure, as you said, Kim, Japan just retain their composure, push the ball back out to the 22. Just going to force Kazakhstan to try and win this line out all over again. The ball over the top. Some great work there from Kurai. The ball being stolen there. Great work from Kazakhstan. Simakova looks to pick the ball up, and it's gone backwards, but it's hit the deck.
I just feel there's a little bit of indecision about what they want to do. Great fight there.
So even the backs are coming in now to help the forwards with these hard yards. Yoshimura just trying to get hands on. Hikujina and Otsuka just off her feet there. She got onto the ball but just dropped to her knees. So Sunny Lee towards the penalty, and it looks like they're going to go to the corner. Yeza Becker. So
Coach is yelling to the captain. Gugujina's taken over the captaincy duties, of course, as Kamendrovskaya went off earlier. Lineouts haven't gone so well. This one, far better. Nifty little move here. We do have some space.
About 6 or 7 meters from the line, and a high tackle. This will give Kazakhstan the opportunity to either just tap and go, or
Do you
maybe
feel like at this point Japan would have already been over the try line?
Yeah, it's probably not the thing to do, because Japan, as soon as they hear that the decision is against them, they're immediately back.
They're ready.
The discipline of this team has been, and organisation has been absolutely supreme. And they really have been like a massive python strangling their lunch. So further change in the front row there, and that customary bow to the field in respect of the game and their teammates. And, a really good shift there. So Abe with the feed, and even under extreme pressure. Otsuka manages to push the ball and take the line out up to the 22, which is relieving all of that pressure. Something that Hong Kong were unable to do, and Kazakhstan have had even bigger trouble doing, because they've rarely won the ball in those kinds of areas. So, good ball off the top there from Pikajina.
Going for the maul.
Pikajina calling it. Kachova there. Halfback Savina having to get involved and resource that ruck to make sure that Japan didn't get hands on it. It's a really big difference here. And number 17, Mine, diving on that ball that had just emerged from the ruck. Very, very lucky not to be penalised.
Something we saw a lot in Japan's game against Hong Kong.
7 and 9.
Just the enthusiasm at the ruck.
So some changes being made. Alyona Drobgovskaya, young 21-year-old. Made her debut in 2022 and also played in WXV3 last year in Dubai.
Option, scrum or line up.
Looks like she's replaced Savina at number 9.
Yeah, last time.
Japan going with the scrum.
Binding. Last time.
Certainly been a lot of work for the forward pack tonight.
So Abe with the feed to this scrummage with about 10 minutes to go. 50 points to 0. Clears the ball sharply on a good kick. It's deep and probably just shy of the 50-22.
Not just a little beauty of a nudge right there.
Yeah, fantastic. So Japan are not reverting to playing any kind of barbarians, president's kind of rugby. They are playing very, very professionally. Some of the Japanese supporters there enjoying a cooling beverage in the bleachers. And a bit of a scruffy old ball off the top there from Japan, but they've managed to come away with it. Abe digs in. Suka. And the ball knocked on as it was making its way out to Yasuo. And some good work there, but now on her knees. Still some really solid defence here from Kazakhstan. They've worked tirelessly in this second half. I think as we get into these last 10 minutes, championship minutes, will the superior fitness of the Japanese tell? Good tackling up there, but Nagata roaming in these wide channels, using her former 7 skills. Formerly played in the midfield. And Abe with a great little hang ball there at the line. And referee Sonny Lee in perfect position there. And the congratulations go to Machida. Made her debut last Wednesday against Hong Kong. This young 19-year-old.
Fantastic high fives there. Japanese fans certainly have gotten a lot of action tonight.
Great ball there from Abe. And Machida just kept pumping through the contact there. Kept working and got the ball over the line.
Yeah, I know, thank you.
On 9.
So really putting an exclamation mark on this performance now. 55 points to 0. And
Atsuka says, let's make it 57.
So Atsuka has had a phenomenal return from the boot. And some really great work there. There he is, Nurlan and His Excellency Qais Abdullah, the president of Asia Rugby. Seen some fantastic growth of the sport under his leadership.
We find a little bit of space here.
She can get this ball away, and Abe, the ball just slips forward out of the grasp there. Some really hard work there, but Abe was onto it. So with just about 5 minutes to go, Kazakhstan will be wanting to do everything they can to just put some preparation in place for 6 days' time when they take on Hong Kong at 6:30 in that all-important match at Hong Kong Football Club.
I'm sorry. I will go louder. I will go louder.
Of course, a double-headed game. The Hong Kong China men's team playing their opening game of the men's side of the Asia Rugby Championship. So it's a ticketed event, go get your tickets. A lot of fun rugby on. Hong Kong Football Club, 1st of June.
By all means, join us on Rugby Cast TV. That's a great flat ball there. So Kazakhstan into the last 5 minutes of this game. And some real pressure there. Nagata coming through, just swamping.
Indomitable counter-rucking there from Japan.
Japan have made Kazakhstan play for every inch, and that's a fantastic turnover by the Japanese.
Into the hands of Abe. She might be small, but she sure is nifty. She finds some players out left.
On a good little show and go of the ball there from Ando. And getting onto the front foot and really starting to go through their gears here now, Japan. And they move the ball into the hands of try scorer Mine. Great offload there. Ball now, Ferrata. Ando, good line there from Otsuka. She lets the ball go.
Oh, and what a fantastic try there from number 10, Otsuka. We've seen her score so many points between the poles. Nice to see her get some on the ground as well.
She literally said she'd got 2 or 3 players waiting who she could have easily popped the ball, but I think she made the decision, this one is mine. So
see the replay now. Move it out left. Otsuka finds it. Really great knowledge of the game now. See, she lets go, picks up, but with such speed. And over the try line.
So far, Otsuka has nailed 6 of the 9 conversions for 12 points. A try for 17. Now she lines up.
She hasn't given herself the easiest kick here.
So just a few deep breaths here. A lovely strike, and it is over the black dot. So really twisting the knife here, Japan. So Otsuka with that conversion, 64 points to 0 now. So 10 tries and 7 conversions. I'm pretty sure that Leslie McKenzie in the stands there will be very happy. I'm not sure whether or not she will allow her girls to have a couple of Sapporos or Asahis or maybe even a glass of sake tonight in celebration. So into the final 2 minutes as Abe moves the ball, and that's a really good line. And I think it's spilt forwards there. Referee Sunny Lee, who I have to say has had an absolutely faultless game for her first international.
Fantastic refereeing tonight. I thought her communication with players has just been superb.
And she had some hairy moments to deal with at around about 20 minutes with 2 yellow cards in the space of 2 minutes, and then another one some 6 minutes later, but it has pretty much stamped out the foul play, and this game has been played in really good spirit, Kim. But Kazakhstan now under real pressure.
Once again, a little moment of attack squashed by the Japanese defense. That pressure, we've spoken about it so often, but it has just been unrelenting tonight. So hard to come up against.
So we're at about 8:45 here in Hong Kong now. The temperature is still at 27 degrees, but the humidity is up close to 95%. I can tell you it is absolutely sapping, and I have a bead of sweat, and I'm just sitting here commentating, so Lord knows how these girls feel. And a mistake between Abe and Otsuka, but already referee Sunny Lee was playing advantage, and Otsuka, no thoughts of tapping and going quickly. As the hooter goes, she's going to carve off as much distance as she can. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's made touch. Just about on the 22. There he is, AR, Morgan White. And I think because the ball bounced into touch, it meant that, and it hit the blue player, it meant that the hooter had already blown. And so that is an absolutely resounding victory for Japan, 64 points to 0 over Kazakhstan. And they have booked their passage to England and Rugby World Cup 2025. Leslie Mackenzie there, just collecting her things together, but I'm sure she will go to bed this evening and feel like job done.
Smiling faces there for the Japanese players. This is the 3-way round robin with 2 wins under their belt. They are the Asia Rugby Championship winners for 2024. And we'll be getting ready for the trophy presentation.
Yeah, Otsuka there having scored. So we're going to have a look at the highlights now. And here it is early on, and picked up and straight through the ruck. It actually took Japan good 10 or 15 minutes to get into their work in the second half. Great defence from Kazakhstan. First try by Yoshimura, then by replacement prop Mine, and then this great break by Ando. And she looks inside, and there the ever dependable Megumi Abe trailing on the inside. This fantastic break here by Ando, just eating up the ground, and a great last pass to Abe. Great tackle back there from Kazakhstan, but Abe goes over under the post. And next it was also replacement prop forward Machida, taking the score to 55. And then very much the icing on the cake. She'd done everything. Otsuka, the fly half, over for the try of her own. And that was try number 10. So we will now be having the presentations of the trophies here as we look at this fantastic vista of the home of Hong Kong China Rugby here at Kings Park. And a great view of the skyline that we have in Hong Kong, Kim. And so we are now going to go directly to our captain.
Well, I'm here with the winning captain, Nagata-san. Congratulations. Congratulations on winning the Asia Rugby Women Championship. Your forwards played really well today. Was that the game plan coming in?
相手のやってくることというよりか自分たちがやること自分たちが今までやってきたことにフォーカスして、試合に臨んでその結果が出たと思います。
Yeah, we had a good result rather than focusing on them, but focusing on us and what we have been doing. Yeah, so it's good.
Good stuff. So you had a very dominant second half. So what was the message at halftime?
ハーフタイムのメッセージはいかがでしょうか。とても有利に試合進んだと思いますけど。
私たちが、試合をコントロールするという気持ちを持って、後半の40分も、臨もうという話をしてました。
Yeah, she said to the players, like, let's keep working hard for 40 minutes, then we're going to control the game.
Well done. So winning the match doesn't just mean winning the Asia Rugby Women Championship. It's a pathway to Rugby World Cup as well, 2025. So congratulations. What does it mean for the team and the management to be competing at that level?
アジアラグビーチャンピオンシップで勝つだけじゃなくてワールドカップへの道筋になったと思うんですけども、それはどういった意味がありますでしょうか。
まずここで勝ち切れたということはそのワールドカップへの道への過程なのでしっかりここからもっとレベルアップして、チーム一体となって頑張っていきたいと思います。
Yeah, it was just only the process to go up to the World Cup, and we're gonna keep working hard and bring the team to the have a higher level, and yeah, we're gonna keep working hard.
Well, on behalf of all of us in Asia Rugby, congratulations and good luck for the Rugby World Cup and the WXV this year.
頑張ります。ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, gate there from Asia Rugby with Iroha Nagata, the skipper, and I believe that is the Japan Consul General. As we're now going to move to the trophy presentations, as we can see the Japan team all smiles lined up behind the champions board for Asia Rugby. As we span down the team here, it really was an impressive two performances actually by Japan, but much better from them this evening, Kim.
Certainly, it's been two very different games, but two great performances from Japan against Hong Kong. We definitely saw a little bit more pressure. They looked like they opened up more tonight. They're well-deserving champions of Asia Rugby Women's Championship here tonight.
So there he is, moving into the middle. His Excellency Qais Abdullah Al-Dahi, the Asia Rugby President, and there he has the Asia Rugby Women's Championship trophy that he hands over to Japan captain Iroha Nagata. And all smiles and very respectful, the Japanese ladies there. Are we going to see the famous smashing to the ceiling and the cheers? Yes, there it goes. And they are very worthy winners. And I'm certain that they will go forward and represent Asian rugby fantastically at the World Cup. As you said, Lizzie McKenzie has got her own goals at that World Cup, wanting to make the quarterfinals as an absolute minimum.
And I'm sure all of us in Asia will be cheering on the Sakura ladies next year in England.
Yeah, and here we have, as the presentations are going, Nagata holding on that cup as we now move in.
Champions tonight, and officially, let's get that photo. Yes, you check it out.
She's reading it just to make absolutely sure they are all looking down at it in the knowledge that they will now be at Rugby World Cup 2025 in England. So I guess hard work done to qualify, but now the real hard work will start. Firstly for the squad, because there will probably be a squad selection of 30 or 33 players. Every one of them will want to be on that plane to England, and there she is, Leslie Mackenzie, all smiles, much happier than she was on Wednesday evening. But this is objective achieved, and there is a squad of 25 women there who are absolutely overjoyed as we look back. Leslie there with her assistant coaching team. And we also have the Japanese Consul General of Hong Kong here in attendance, so a fantastic thing for him to see this.
We've got one more photo up. Women's World 15. There's 1, 2, and 3. Japan have qualified for W15 too.
Exactly. And so it's been a three-way win for the Japanese side here. So what that means is that the head-to-head between Hong Kong and Kazakhstan on Saturday evening is going to be for a spot in WXV3, Division 3, where they will be up against the likes of Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, Spain or Wales, and potentially the Netherlands as well. So even down in the third division, some very stiff competition, Kim.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, we're so thrilled that Japan are through to the World Cup, but there will still be spots, and in that W15 there will be two spots available.
Yeah.
So it is big for Hong Kong or Kazakhstan to make it through there. Their Rugby World Cup dreams are not done yet. Who will be seeing Japan in England next year.
Fantastic work, and the coaching team joining in with the celebrations. Absolutely fantastic to see. As I've said, all of us here in Asia Rugby are very glad to see that Japan will be definitely carrying the standard forward for Asian rugby at the World Cup next year in England. A further opportunity for either Hong Kong or Kazakhstan. And so the next games on Saturday that will be at the Hong Kong Football Club at 3:30. The Hong Kong China men's team will take on the United Arab Emirates, and at 6:30 that all-important qualifier between Hong Kong China women and Kazakhstan at 18:30. Thank you, Kim. It's been fantastic.
Thank you, Cookie. Fantastic as always. I agree. I'll be there on Saturday to talk you through. And tune in at Rugby Parts TV or come down live if you're in Hong Kong.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Good. Yeah, yeah. Okay, right there.